What's up, fuckers? It's tea time. America has lived to see 245, but that's only because there were not two terms for 45. July 4th, 1776. That's the day the Declaration of Independence was signed and we severed all political connections with Great Britain. But July 6, 2021 is the 6-month anniversary of the insurrection that threatened our democracy. Colorado amosexual Lauren Boebert, better known as Clanny Oakley, she tweeted, "Today is 1776 on January 6, 2021, bright as a fucking shadow." Although that tweet only foreshadowed what was to come. But here's a hint, Lauren. We didn't attack ourselves in 1776. Now let's jump from 1776 to 1865. After the Confederate country-bred backyard buffoons redneckanized they lost the Civil War, some wealthy and rather wrathful Southerners formed a movement known as the Redeemers. Anybody else getting gay vibes? And their motto was, "The South shall rise again." And that's what happened on January 6th. The South rose. Like a limp, liver-spotted dick in a pair of defecating Donnie's Depends. One Pump Trump's mob was as useful as a blousy condom. Now, we can't be too hard on them, y'all. If their IQs were 3 points higher, they'd be a pile of white dog shit at a golf course. Most of those hayseed hillbillies didn't understand the assignment. You see, Trumpty Dumpty wanted the electoral vote stolen so he could keep showing us what applying makeup 12 shades too orange looks like in the White House. You just got a contour, Donnie. Yeah, although I'd say you've got the con part down. Trump's disorderly douchebags came out of the Capitol with everything but the electoral votes. They came out with politicians' iPads, laptops, mail, and even Nancy Pelosi's fucking podium. Sounds a lot like looting to me. They showed us several things that day. First and foremost, they're clearly incapable of following simple instructions. But then again, stop the steal sounds exactly like, "Hey, Mike Pence!" They showed us they're not the party of pro-life or law and order, and exactly what back the blue means to them. Back them into a corner and bludgeon them, preferably with an American flagpole. They showed us their loyalty is not to this country, but to Palpatine. Oh, Tangerine Palpatine. I didn't want y'all to mistake that with the real Palpatine. He was actually successful in his overthrow of democracy. But if there's one thing these red state rednecks are good at, it's losing. They sure were waving that Confederate flag around the halls of the Capitol just proud as fuck, as if this wasn't the second time this flag didn't succeed. For a group of morons that loves whitewashing stuff so much, I don't understand why they don't just wash the Confederate flag with bleach. That is, if they didn't drink it all in 2020. You know, that way every time they fly it, we'll know exactly who's going to have to surrender. The aftermath of the Clorox Confederate Capitol conniption was horrific. Officer Brian Sicknick lost his life that day. Another officer lost part of his finger. Others were smashed in the head with baseball bats, fire extinguishers, flagpoles, pipes, and whatever else the Trumpuplicans could find. Another officer blacked out for a moment after she was slammed into the stairs with a metal barrier. Officers were left with bruises, lacerations, concussions, burns, rib fractures, and some even had heart attacks. At least 2 officers took their own lives in the days afterwards. About 140 police officers were traumatized and injured that day. January 6, 2021 was a deplorable day for our democracy and is now one of the worst days of injuries for law enforcement since September 11, 2001. But Congressman Andrew Clyde said it was just a regular day of tourism at the Capitol. Pumpkin Tits was responsible for this, so of course it failed, just like everything else he touches. But just because he wasn't successful in his overthrow of democracy doesn't make that insurrection any less real. I still haven't decided which I think is more atrocious. The fact that it happened, the fact that our Senate voted against a January 6th commission bill, or the fact that millions of Americans celebrated the 4th of July stuffing their faces with hot dogs and barbecue while watching fireworks, pretending that we're the greatest nation on this overheating planet, as if our democracy wasn't just attacked by its own people. But maybe the most disgusting thing is knowing that people who were at the Capitol that day are still out there roaming free and just celebrated our Independence Day. I can assure you that ignoring what happened will only make January 6th a warm-up for what's potentially to come. It's no secret that years before Hitler led the Nazis in the genocide of millions of Jews, he also staged a coup, failed, and came back and won. It may not be today or tomorrow or in the next 4 years, but an attempted takeover can't be seen as an encouraging sign. I didn't celebrate the 4th of July this year. Instead, I reflected on the 6th of July, which is today, the 6-month anniversary of us doing absolutely nothing to ensure the safety of our democracy. I want everybody to have a great fucking day unless you didn't see the irony in celebrating the 4th of July this year.